Hey, Fab.
Yeah, hold on. It's preparing to live stream the meeting. Setting up your
No, it
meeting.
says meeting is now streaming live on YouTube.
Oh. Hello, everybody. Hey, Fab. Hey, Paul. Hey, Fab.
Hey, Paul.
All
How
right.
you doing, Fab?
I'm doing
I
great.
think you
Yourself?
got cabin fever.
Oh,
You
my
have
God.
cabin fever.
It's
You
so
starting to
bad.
call yourself your own name. Sorry, that was funny.
It's
So
so
yeah,
bad.
it's bad? Yeah, you going crazy?
I am going crazy. You?
It's not bad actually. I was very excited today. I got to go out grocery shopping.
That's crazy. I've done that a couple
Yeah,
times. Have you tried going to the
very
pharmacy?
exciting. No,
I
not
get
gone
an
to the pharmacy.
interrogation when I get to the pharmacy. They're like, "Why are you here?" You have to explain why you're going in.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, so today we're starting a new little feature, I guess, called Sales and Marketing What Ifs. So we're going to answer what if questions that have been impacting sales and marketing leaders. So I thought it'd be interesting to start with what if I have to lay off staff? Obviously not a fun topic to talk about, but definitely something that's very current and of the moment. So Paul, what if you were a sales leader and you had to lay staff off? How would you approach it? What would you do?
Well, first I'd like to say that I was a staff lead. I was a sales leader of a big team a few years ago. Now I'm a sales consultant. Sorry. And so I've lived through this. I've lived through this in good times, and right now it's even harder. I know some people have had to lay off their whole staff because they're non-essential here in Quebec, and we have to totally shut down. So really it boils down to, it's an extrapolation of what we talked about before, Fab. It's you've got to be empathetic. You've got to make the person understand that this is not a pleasant choice and that you don't have a choice. And it's really about, if you're laying someone off because they're incompetent or they can't do the job, well, it doesn't mean they won't be able to do something else. So you're basically helping them find their way and doing something else. But right now you're laying them off most likely because you just can't afford to pay them. So again, to be empathetic, to make sure you're telling them that once things pick up again, that you may be able to hire them again. It's really that simple. That's keep it that simple.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the same thing. I mean, I think because everybody's going through this, there's maybe a little less of the element of surprise. If you get laid off, I think some companies it's pretty clear that they can't operate. But I think like you said, it's still empathy is still key. And I think that, this is kind of a time where how companies react to this will definitely impact who they are in the long run. And so obviously laying people off is a cost cutting measure. But I think I would try to help as much as I could, if there's still some revenue available, like encourage team members to take on training while they're off, so that if they can come back, they'll be better, they'll be stronger. Obviously, again, every company is different and things like that, but I think it's something I would definitely look into, trying to help out as much as possible during the times.
Absolutely. And it's to stay in contact with them, to make sure you're helping them out. I mean, it's not because they're laid off that you're cutting the bridges or cutting the lines of communication entirely. You have to, maintain communication and ensure that these people are you're there for them. You're there for them. And like you said, that they keep trying to improve their skills too. Hopefully this won't be a long-lived situation, but who knows? You got to hope for 4 weeks and be ready for 4 months.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the biggest challenge. I think the biggest challenge is one of the challenges is that the timeline is unknown, right? It's you're not laying somebody off because they don't fit with the team anymore. You're kind of hoping it's a temporary thing, but how temporary? Like you said, 4 weeks, 4 months. Or more or less. It's really hard to say, but I think you're spot on. I think it's an empathy thing. Although some team members might not be as surprised to get laid off, I think empathy is still a big key. And like I said, I think how a company reacts to this current situation will say a lot about who they will be in the future. So I think the more empathetic you can be within your situation as a company, the better off you'll be in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. That it's entirely what it's about. So yeah, I mean, I think, you know, we want these what ifs to be short and concise, and I think that one really gets to the point.
I agree.
So do you want to tackle another one?
We'll talk about another one next time. I'll stop the
Okay.
what? All right. Bye, everybody.
Ciao, everyone. First